Hey, everybody. It is Mike, and I am here with Danny of Hobby News Daily here today. Danny, how are you?
I am fantastic, Mike. How are you?
I'm great. I'm great. Yeah.
I'm sorry
Um,
I'm such a dork and I danced to that song the whole time.
we both did. I think the audience does. Yeah, for sure. So we today are going to talk about something that everybody's talking about, which is repacks. And repacks, I don't think I really had heard anything about repacks forever. Like, I mean, they're that they're there. But then a week or so ago, week or two ago, all of a sudden, everybody was talking about repacks. They were the thing to talk about. It's not something I would talk about on my channel because I don't have a great interest in repacks, but I am interested in the topic.
This is a great place to talk about stuff we don't really want to talk about.
No, no, to think tank it. Like, what? First of all, what are repacks, and then where? What types of repacks are there? And how do you avoid being scammed by a repack? It's similar to breaks in some ways in that there are some good breakers and there are some bad breakers, and you got to avoid the bad ones. And how do you do that?
I think it's good. It's so funny. We live in such a cocoon. You said everybody's talking about repacks. Um, the hobby world is talking
The
about
hobby world,
repacks.
of course. Yeah,
Yes.
right. The
I
makeup
was about
world
to say,
probably isn't.
if my wife comes home and I talk about repacking, she's going to think I'm moving out. So, um, let's start with being upfront and honest. I don't buy repacks. So I want to be 100% full disclosure. Nor am I a huge fan of repacks, but I I completely agree with Mike. I think we want to think tank this for the hobby, give the reasons why we may or may not want to buy them ourselves, and explain what the upside is and why people do buy them and why they're successful. But I feel the same way about breaks. So you're right. There is some similarities.
Yeah. Nor are I'm not sponsored by any repack company. I don't know about you, but no, I'm
Depends what
not.
time it is.
What?
Depends
Not
what
right
time
now.
it is.
Yeah. I am not. Yeah, nobody is paying us to sponsor their repacks. So this is not an advertisement for anybody's repack. We are just here to say what we think about repacks and fully unfiltered.
As I said on my last episode, we are only sponsored by Blockbuster Video and Heckinger Tools. So, yep.
So, what is a repack, Danny? Can you define a repack?
A repack has several different. It's evolved over time. The original use was a lot of stores might take inventory or actual packs and literally repack them and sell them again. But they would make it consistent, let's say, with what you might get in an original pack, as far as the quality of the hits, the number of commons, etc., etc. Over time, it became a dirty word because a lot of people used it as a way to dump off a lot of commons and a lot of junk. And it got a real bad reputation because, as you said, some people do it honestly, but that was a few and far between for a long time. Now, I think one of the reasons that everybody's talking about it is because a lot of companies out there are doing, and we should talk about this, mystery boxes and repacks, and they're doing it very successfully. Um, so, that's my understanding. I separate a mystery box from a repack, and correct me if you disagree or if I'm wrong, but a mystery box is typically new products that are put together, and I call it mixed media. It could be memorabilia, it could be cards, but it's more of a mystery box of new product. A
Yep.
repack is typically somebody saying, I'm going to put a hit in every third or seventh or 12th, repack. I'm going to put a color or a number in every other, whatever it is. And that would be the theory of how a store or a repacker would make those up and then sell them.
Yep.
Is that how you understand it?
Yep. Yeah. And let's go back for a second because these suddenly became controversial. Not, I don't think that's the right word. People started talking about them a lot in the last couple of weeks because Blas. I don't know anything about Blas. I don't know really what he is or does.
We
But
sound like we're 100 years old sometimes.
I know we are. He's famous in the hobby with the young folk, and
Yes,
he
the
did a
the, the,
video
kid-
where
the
he
kid folk.
complained about going to card shows, and repackers are ruining the hobby because they're paying 95% comps at card shows, and dealers like him can't pay 80% of comps at card shows, which is crazy to complain about people paying almost full price at card shows. I mean, that you're complaining about me because I pay. Well, I don't pay full price, but I try not to anyway. Um, so that's where, if you Google right now, uh, YouTube repacks, you will see literally hundreds of videos, or go to YouTube or whatever, hundreds of videos just from the past 10 days or so talking about repacks and all the people that are doing them. And there's people are pulling or are filming them opening repacks. And it's, it's a little bit of the Wild West, like probably what breaks were like at one point. But there are some things you can do to avoid getting scammed. But there are also a lot of different types of repacks. And you talked about mystery boxes, like things like the boom box. I used to buy boom box and shoot, what's the other one? Collectors Club or Card Collectors Club or whatever that one was called. Um, I used to get those occasionally, and those are effectively repacks. They're taking packs of cards or actual packs that are sealed and putting them in a box. And so you say, I'm going to get the Ruby box, and then you open it and see which packs you got, and it's a lot of fun. Um, and
And
you're
isn't
not,
this something that Target or Walmart has also done over the years with packs and
yeah,
cards?
yep. I think they still do. Like I see them on my Target shelf, and I don't know if they're Target branded, but you can buy repack
Yeah,
packs at Target and probably at Walmart too. They're everywhere.
just to show you how mainstream they really are.
Yep. And by the way, if you buy them, if you like, we would love to hear your comments about what do you buy, what do you look for, what's good out there, and what do you avoid? What Let us know if we missed anything. I'm sure we will. Inevitably, there is a lot that is out there about repacks. Um, but there's also like slab repacks, which are becoming more and more popular because 1.5 million cards are getting graded every single month.
I was about to say,
And you can find slabs for you can find PSA 10s for $1, selling for $1.
but what's the card inside the slab?
Right. That's the point. There are these companies, like, and again, I'm not sponsoring anybody here, but Backyard Breaks, from what I've heard, just switched from breaks to repacks exclusively. Maybe I'm not sure, but these dealers are going out and instead of buying $1,500 hobby boxes and breaking them and making 2250 or whatever, they're now going out and spending $1,500 on slabs and making, I don't know, $2,500
Yeah,
repacking them and selling them. And I'm making up these numbers. Don't tell me that's ridiculous. It might be. I don't know. But they can buy cheap slabs and then repack them as what we would call commons, even though they might be PSA 9s or 10s, and make good money from that.
but from the consumer's perspective, and maybe I'm being naive here. Maybe people just like having slabs. I don't want a piece of plastic. All about what's inside of the slab. If I'm not getting a card that interests me,
Yep.
um, so here's what I really want people to put in the comments is call out repackers that you like. Who's doing it well? I mean, that's
Yeah.
something I'd love to know
Yeah.
is, who is doing it well. My fear, and one of the things I would tell people to look out for is checklist. I think we need to talk
100%.
about that. How do you define a checklist when it comes to repacks?
Yeah. So a checklist tells you what cards are in the entire set, right? Just like a baseball card checklist tells
Like the
you
lot, like the lot the dealer put together at once.
exactly.
Yeah,
So in this release of 1,000 packs. Here are the, I don't know, 15,000 cards we are releasing, and you have a 1 in 500 shot at a one of one, and here are the three one of ones. Again, I'm
Right.
making up numbers. Don't cite my math in any comments, please. Uh, here are the three one of ones that you have the chance of hitting. Here are the number to tens. And here are your odds of getting those. And you also need to be able to trust that that checklist is real.
Yeah. So
So how do you do
yeah,
that?
trust but verify.
Right?
Well, what a lot of people are saying is that they actually go to a real time checklist. Like this card has been pulled,
Yep.
so now there's only two left
Yes.
out of your hypothetical three, one on ones or whatever it was. So, but that stays real time. So as you're buying through those 1,000 packs, the last 200 are unknown duds, let's say, because all the good cards are gone. And one of the things about repacks, and I've seen this, is variable pricing. Is there might be a price when the first comes out, and then as it goes down, you'll see the pricing adjust if there's a checklist and depending on the polls, because what you're getting can change. And so a real good repacker will work with all of that.
So what you're saying then is if you pull a Jackie Robinson cut autograph the day before your product releases, you might reduce the prices on the rest of your product as they release the next day. No?
I'm saying that if you're promising people the chance at XYZ and X and Y are gone, you tell them.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
That makes it difficult though for most of these people. Let's say you are ABC Breaks and you are selling these on your website. How do you know what's gone and what isn't? Are you asking people to put it on a Google Doc?
Well, no, I mean, you know what's in the packs when you pack them.
So what you're saying is you as ABC Breaks, and if there's an ABC Breaks out there, I'm sorry, it's a terrible
Yeah,
name.
really.
If you're
It was
ABC
a bad
Breaks,
name choice on their part.
that's exactly right. That's yeah.
Yeah, it's not our
So
problem.
you've sold pack 87 and pack 119, and you are now going to take those cards out of the checklist and let people know as they're buying. We just sold one of the one of ones, and now we are reducing the price of the rest of them accordingly.
Well, it's more near the end. I mean, I think you get to a certain place where you say there's no one of ones left. There might be, 10% of your colored and numbered, cards. And in good faith, can you sell it to somebody at full price and show them a checklist with all these hits, knowing that they're all
Yeah,
gone?
yeah.
And that's one of those things where it's an ethical gray area, but I would prefer to buy with somebody where I where I actually know what I'm have a shot at.
Yeah. I went to a card show in Augusta, Maine, I don't know, 18 months ago maybe, and there was a teenager dealer, and he had a hobby box of basketball cards that was half empty or half full, depending on your perspective. And he said, I looked at it and I said, "Wow, those packs are really cheap." And he said, "Yes, because I opened packs until I got the hit." And I said, "Oh." He said, "Yeah. So I've reduced the price. I don't want the rest of them, but if somebody is interested, I'm willing to sell them much cheaper than they would be if the hit were still if there was still potential of getting that hit." And I thought that was awesome to have a I don't know 15-ish-year-old kid who was that honest about the
Yeah,
packs that he had remaining, and they were really seriously cheap.
but that's the good part of the hobby.
Yeah,
I would buy a repack from that kid.
yeah, yeah. Um,
So it's not a crazy idea. I mean, that's what he's doing.
that's exactly what he's doing.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the difference is that he doesn't know what else is walking out the door unless they open in front of him, right?
Well,
So if
no,
he
he's going
sells
he's going for the box, the one box or one case hit, whatever it is.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Which is fine. I think though Can you, if you are buying a repack from ABC Repacks, I've just changed their name. They've rebranded now.
Yeah.
From ABC Repacks, can you pick the if they have 500 packs in the release? Can you pick the pack number so it's completely random?
I mean, I think that's fair. I've never thought about it. It's probably a pain in the ass for the companies, but if you're going to make them do the work, I'll back you.
Yeah.
But can I say something? I really like the mystery box over the repack, and I know we're talking repacks, but the idea of a mystery box to get, a Hall of Fame autograph ball, a slab card, and maybe a game used ticket, or some combination of those. I think that idea, is very cool, especially with the holidays coming up. I'm not representing anybody. I'm just saying that's a fun gift.
Yeah.
Seven slabs of bowl doesn't do it for me.
PSA 6 Bowl third year card. Uh,
It's got to be the rookie.
so I had an eBay seller reach out to me a year or so ago saying that he did what he called mystery boxes. I guess it fits your definition. And you could tailor it to your favorite team and era. And he said, I want to send you a free one. It's a $120 box, and you review it on your channel. And I was still a pretty young channel, and I agreed to do this at the time. I wouldn't do it now, but I said, yeah, sure. Send me Red Sox from the 90s through now or whatever. And so he very carefully cultivated a box of Red Sox memorabilia, and I mean, it had like Red Sox game tickets and cards and things like that. I would never do it again. I would never buy one for myself, and I said this in my review, but it was fun, and I could see a kid enjoying that type of thing.
I would like to tell the person who sent you that I'm not above it. I will take the Orioles in the '60s for 400, Alex.
Or the 1910s.
Right.
Well,
Right. Well, that box cost 7.2 million, evidently.
it would probably cost more like 9.2 million with the hope of getting the Ruth.
I heard a rumor that there was an 8 guarantee on
What do you mean?
that the buyer was given an $8 million guarantee. I mean, the seller was given an $8 million guarantee.
Ooh,
Yeah,
interesting.
I don't know. It's a rumor. So why don't I just go ahead and put it on the internet?
We just did.
I mean, yeah. So maybe you'll get a Ruth and a repack.
Cool. I take it. Yeah.
So
Um. Yeah.
go ahead.
I got nothing.
Oh, you got nothing. No, your mystery box.
Hmm.
What items do you collect outside of cards, or do you have no interest in the mystery box, or you only want the cards?
I collect game tickets. I collect magazines. So they included some like a Nomar Garcia Parra Beckett baseball card magazine, which I would never buy. I didn't want. I still don't want it. But it was cool. He did a good job with it. Um,
The review
I
that keeps reviewing.
yeah, I'm not going to name his name. He put in some Red Sox game tickets, but they were completely random games that meant nothing to me, like a 1989 May game between the Red
Oil
Sox and the
can
Red Sox.
Boyd start 4 innings.
I was at a game where Oil Can Boyd started, and a skunk or a rat ran into the dugout while he was in the dugout, and he, in the middle of a play, ran out onto the field screaming. It was very funny. I was like 9 years old at the time.
That's awesome. So they didn't put the skunk in the box. If they
The
could put
mystery
Oil
box.
Can Boyd in the mystery box, that would be awesome. If you just got a box of Alchem Oil Can Boyd.
Yeah. Now I'm going to try to get Oil Can Boyd into tomorrow's Immaculate Grid.
Oh, he's sneaky good.
I can only think of two teams he played for off the top of my head.
We'll look it up later.
Yeah. Okay.
But I'm okay. So I told you I did no research. I did a little research, and one of the things that I saw was I was talking to you. We went back and forth on what topics to do, and I mentioned autographs. One of the things these mystery boxes do are a lot of autographs. Now you're
Mhm.
an autograph guy.
I am.
Would you does that attract you at all?
It would depend on the checklist and what are guaranteed. But yeah, I was looking at autograph repacks earlier today,
Okay.
um, where in one you'd get one card autographed. So you pay, I don't remember the exact amount. It was like $80 or something like that. And you're guaranteed an autograph and only one autograph. But the checklist was pretty remarkable.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying.
But it's like opening packs. It's a little bit of gambling, Danny.
So you would just go ahead and buy the autograph of the person you wanted.
Not if I couldn't afford it.
Well,
Like,
I guess that's the thing. Is that the idea? Is that you're getting such a discount on the hit? I mean, is that the part that we need to make clear to people? Is in theory the hit is worth far more than the price of the repack or the mystery box.
yeah. And I think that in a lot of repacks, you get, and I'm going to be careful with my phrasing here because on Hobby Hotline a few weeks ago, a shop owner told me ROI was never part of the value proposition of opening packs. I think that you get closer to current comps with a lot of repacks. With a good repack, you get closer to current comps because they're buying cards that are comped at $20. They're buying them for $4 or $5. And I'm making that again. uh, They're getting them in huge chunks of slabs. Uh, so maybe they pay $10. They're marking it up by 100%. Uh, so where was I?
Well, I was asking,
Who are you?
is the idea to get that one hit that's worth more than the whole pack?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but also you're getting decent value even if you don't get the hit.
Well, on an honorable
On a
mystery
good,
box or repack company.
right? Yes. And so how do you determine honorable? How do you determine? You got to look at reviews. You have to watch YouTube videos of people opening those repacks and see what they think. And
And
are
see if
they
they're sponsored. It's okay to see if they're
exactly that's
sponsored.
are they sponsored or connected to the company that's selling those?
And that doesn't mean it's a bad company. It just means you might want to look for another review. I
Yep.
want to make that clear also.
I watched a lengthy, not a review, a lengthy video where somebody reviewed a big time repacker. It wasn't a review because they were sponsored by this company to do it. And
Is
they
this the
you could
one that went around the hobby pretty?
no,
Oh,
I don't
okay.
I don't know. But they you could tell when this person was disappointed by the cards that they were getting, even though they would be like, "Oh, I like that. Oh, that's great." But you could tell they were disappointed.
Well, it's the same thing when the breakers try to sell you on a hit. It's a banger. No, it's a third-year bowl.
Do you
Yeah,
pronounce it banger?
a big hit. Yeah.
You okay? It's
What do you
interesting.
pronounce it?
Banger.
I don't even know her.
You have a banger. Well,
Banger.
oh yeah, that's different than the way I say it.
You're from Maine, dude.
Let us know in comments who says it
Yeah.
right.
How do you pronounce
Banger.
banger?
My way is banger. His is banger. Like Bangor, Maine. Some people say banger.
Banger.
They're all wrong. Yeah.
It always comes back to Maine. That's what I gotta figure out how to make JWH stand for mayor of Maine somehow.
Hmm.
And why does Maine have a mayor and not a governor when I do this joke?
Yeah.
We'll
Portland
get.
has a mayor, I assume.
I assume that all cities do, but you know,
I don't know who it is.
maybe it's a repack mayor. Maybe it's somebody who served a while ago. They're just back. Marion Barry in DC was a repack mayor.
Yes. Who was the mayor in uh shoot, Back to the Future?
Mayor? Oh, I forget.
I
Yeah,
don't
I know who you're
remember.
talking about. You're gonna look it up, aren't you?
Something Barry though, I thought. I thought it was
Yeah.
a yeah.
No, Marion Barry was if you're from this area, he was part of your childhood. Okay, so bottom line, because we're think tanking this, what would you say if somebody walked up to you, Mike? I'm new to the hobby. Tell me about repacks. What should I do? Yes or no?
I would say no, buy singles. But if you're looking for fun, if you're looking for a little bit of that risky aspect, then you can do it, and you can do it with some good, reliable companies. I think you just want to do a lot of research first. Make sure there's a checklist. Does the checklist update with every pack they sell? And then I love the idea of variable pricing. I don't know how many companies are doing that right now, but
Not
you should
enough.
start up a variable pricing repack company, Danny.
That's on my to do list tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Jeff Wilson is going to come out with a repack product, he says. He's going to
Is
fix everything to do with repacks.
yeah, there's too much product on the market. We're in the junk slab era, the junk parallel era. This is, I mean, this is literally people are figuring out how to make cards disappear over and over and over.
Melt them down.
I mean, we're doing everything besides throwing them back into the water again.
Yeah.
I mean, we're
Yeah.
going to go full circle. You
Dump them
know,
into the Hudson.
take the 52 tops and the 23 Bowman, and dump them all together. So I don't know. I hope you got from this that if you're going to put money into the hobby, buy the cards you want. If you don't know what you want, if you can't afford it, save up, buy a different version. I've got a wall of cards all over the place that are not the grade that I'd love to have, but are the card I want. And I didn't get them from gambling, and hoping for a better card. It's easier to get what you love and move forward. But that's me.
Yep. Agreed.
All right, my friend.
I'm
Anything
just
else?
noticing that my wife flipped around one of the cards behind me again. She loves doing that.
She
She
messed
knows I'm
up
not going to notice for weeks.
top row middle.
Yeah. It's my Larry Bird.
Wow. Everybody was talking about that the whole episode.
Somebody always, multiple people notice every time.
Well, you do have 7,000 subscribers.
Thanks.
Congratulations, by the way, on the show last night.
What show?
I'm messing with the calendar. This will come out on Thursday.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm not doing the live stream on Wednesday night.
You're not?
No, I had to change the date because I have a awesome, awesome interview that comes out. Well, I'm interviewing him Wednesday night, and it's going to release. It's going to compete with this video. So if you're
Wow.
watching this and we're wrapping this up right now, go over to my channel, Junk Wax Hero, and watch my interview with a mega super collector. I'm really excited about it.
Wow. Look at that.
It's a great way to wrap this up.
I don't know how to top that. All right. And if you listen to it twice, it's a repack. Thank you, Mike.
Thanks, Danny.
Have a good one, guys. See you.
See you later.